This is the state of politics in Northern Ireland today. Listen to this. Belfast City Hall will fly the Palestinian flag at the end of this month after a vote by Belfast councillors. At the monthly meeting of the full Belfast City Council on Monday evening, a majority of elected representatives approved a Sinn Féin vote or proposal to erect the national flag of Palestine above City Hall on November 29th, the International Day for Solidarity with the People of Palestine. Sinn Féin councillor Ryan Murphy made the proposal under an item from the Council's Strategic Policy and Resources Committee, in which it was agreed to fly the Human Rights Day flag and the United Nations flag from the City Hall on December 10th, which is Human Rights Day. He said, celebration of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, and I quote, was particularly important when we see what is unfolding daily in terms of human rights abuses and genocide in Palestine. He said, and he continues, we have a so-called ceasefire where we have over 230 Palestinian people killed. Francesca Albanese, the UN rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territories, summed it up best when she said what the ceasefire means to the Israelis is, and I quote, you cease and we keep firing. Ryan Murphy continues, with that still taking place, I have had people contacting me wondering what they can do to get involved in efforts to try and highlight those ongoing human rights abuses and to try and support the people of Palestine in whatever way they can. That includes people attending demonstrations and protests, people fundraising locally in my own area. He added, it is also about what we do in here. One of the reasons we are flying those flags on December 10th for human rights is because we can't light City Hall up due to the Christmas lights. So I would like to propose on November 29th, which is the International Day for Solidarity with the People of Palestine, that Belfast City Hall will have the national flag of Palestine erected above the building. End quote. A vote on the Sinn Féin proposal saw 41 in favour from Sinn Féin Alliance, the SDLP, that's the Social Democratic Labour Party, the Green Party, and People Before Profit, and 15 against was from the Unionist Party's Democratic Unionist Party, the UP, the Ulster Unionist Party, the UUP, and the TUV, the Traditional Unionist Voice. But this, folks, I wanted to highlight this particular topic because these are the kinds of things that our elected representatives are discussing behind closed doors. These are the things that are important to them. Talking about flags, what gets displayed above City Hall. These people are children. They are children. These are the things that these people care about. With all the issues that are going on in this country, they decide to focus on and pay more attention to things that have nothing to do with us, to things that are going on thousands of miles away in a whole different region concerning a whole different group of people. What has this got to do with Belfast? I know historically both sides of the community, have their own allegiances, but really, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to, you know, politics in Northern Ireland, when you vote for your representatives, when you elect them into office to represent you and to represent the people of Belfast, to focus on issues in our own communities, in our own city, in our own country. Is this what you want them to focus on? Things that have nothing to do with us? With all the problems that we have? The chronic political instability? The Stormont, practically not functioning for long periods? And it's because of things like this. They focus and they place priority on things that are not in the interests of the Northern Irish people or the Irish people in the north. Local businesses Where's the aid for the local businesses who are struggling? The overstretched NHS system? The housing market, where the demand is outstripping the supply? The problems with immigration? The homeless epidemic in this country? The cost of living crisis? I could go on and on and on. The drugs problem that you see that's widespread in the city centre and other places in the country. And they decide to focus on which flag gets to fly on a certain day. You know, it absolutely boggles my mind how these people have gotten into these positions of power. Genuinely. And if these issues matter to you, the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, all I have to say is, what does it achieve? Your protestations, your demonstrations, your flying the flags in the City Hall, genuinely, what does it achieve? You're only going to divide the city and cause even more trouble for something that won't even cause one single ripple in Israel or Palestine. Not one ripple. Those people over there don't even know Belfast exists. They probably don't even know what the country of Northern Ireland is. In fact, I have an idea, and this is for both sides of the community, that place more emphasis on, their love for Palestine, their support for Israel. I have an idea. If you care more about Palestine and Israel than your own country and your own people, how about you go over there and get involved in the action and put your money where your mouth is? Because we have our own problems to worry about. And that's all we can focus on, is our own people. Every time I leave my house and go outside and take a walk, I live close to the city centre, and I take a walk down the streets the streets where my ancestors grew up, and I see the local businesses that are no longer there. I see what has taken its place. I see the demographic shift in my own people. It makes me genuinely sad and genuinely emotional that this has taken place and that these people can't see this. How they are so blind and ignorant to these issues. It's something that I can't get my head around. At the end of the day, no matter what fence you sit on, we just want our people. I'm sure we all just want our people taken care of. And I don't know how long it's going to take or even if things are going to change, but something needs to change, because this can't continue. Because as you're playing your little games about what flag should be flown at the City Hall and playing the activists and virtue signaling, our country is going to the dogs. Our people are disappearing. Not just in Northern Ireland, but all over the West. And it's just the truth when you go outside and see it for your own eyes.